in. We're getting more visuals now coming in from Mandya. The Karnataka government, you would remember, has moved the Supreme Court seeking directions to reconsider its order issued to the state of Karnataka to release 10,000 sussex of water to the state of Tamil Nadu. The Sitaramayya government has filed a petition in the apex court today. On the other hand, the Tamil Nadu government will make an urgent mentioning of its plea seeking release of 24,000 sussex water from the remaining period of August. The opposition BJP has also upped the ante against the Karnataka government. The party staged a massive protest in Mandya district against the state government. And we're getting some reactions coming in. Let's take a look.
With us, Mandya MP Sumalata madam. Ma'am, so what is your immediate demand to the government regarding this whole Cauvery issue?
See, I feel we are not being represented properly when it comes to always this tug of war between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Karnataka has always received the unfair treatment, whether it's a court's decision, that is because of a lack of proper representation on our side. So we should put up a fight because this is going to affect everyone, each and every one, especially along the Cauvery river belt. And Bangalore will face a drinking water crisis, and the farmers of Mandya and all the neighboring districts are going to be very seriously impacted by already they are facing the consequences. So we don't see any positive or proactive steps as of now. We don't have any clarity as to what the government is going to, or what they are planning to do to tackle this crisis.
And also, ma'am, on Wednesday they have called for an all-party meeting, ma'am. Have you got any invitation? And if you get so, what is your suggestion? What will the discussion be regarding this with the state government?
See, I haven't received any invitation so far, nor any intimation. Definitely, we are going to present the situation of our farmers and the crisis they are facing. The standing crops look like they're going to be impacted by this, and now they are also facing losses because they've been told not to do any harvesting for the next crop, which all these years we haven't faced this problem. But since we are in a crisis situation, government should spell out what they are going to do to tackle this crisis.
And few Congress leaders are also saying that, despite the legal matter is still going on in the Supreme Court, this issue is being politicized. What do you have to respond? How do you respond to this?
No, I don't think this is a political fight at all. As far as I'm concerned, I'm standing for my farmers. I'm standing in solidarity with the farmers of my district. That's how I say this.
Thank you.
So multiple reactions there coming in. As I pointed out, this is a dispute that lasted for decades. Let's just help our viewers understand why this still continues to be a bone of contention between both the states, despite a verdict that had come in from the Supreme Court in 2018. And our viewers would remember at that point, the Supreme Court had said that the river Cauvery, in fact, is a national asset. No single state can claim hold on that river. Now let's also understand what we're hearing from Tamil Nadu and why Cauvery continues to matter for the state. Now they go on to say that it's the only major river in the state that's regarded as their lifeline, thus their dependency on it is extremely large, because they're saying if you look at the river, it accounts for about 70% of their canal irrigation in the state. River water irrigates about 24 lakh acres of land in the state. It's their main source of drinking water in a lot of districts. But today we continue to see that dispute only escalate between both the states. The BJP is also now upping their ante in terms of protest. The visuals that you see on your screens are coming in from Mandya, where multiple protests still continue. Let's also now bring in our colleague Harish Upadhyay, who is joining us on the broadcast. Harish, as I was pointing out to our viewers a short while ago, this is a dispute that's lasted for decades, and unfortunately there is no real solution in sight. This is a case that had gone to the Supreme Court also. Despite that, issues still continue. First, help us understand in terms of the protests, very dramatic visuals coming in from Mandya. Help us understand where these protests have broken out.
Well, this is from Sanjay Circle near Mandya. Mandya town in fact. And the BJP has been protesting, hitting the streets, saying the government has in a way let down the farmers of Mandya and the larger Cauvery basin falling within Karnataka borders. Their argument is that this was a distress year. There was not enough water in KRS and other dams built across Cauvery. State government had a solid case to argue in front of the Supreme Court that a distress formula should be implemented. Instead, the government has released 10 TMC of water. Their other allegation is that Tamil Nadu, in fact, has utilized more than what it was due for its share and cultivated more area than what was informed to. And the Karnataka government should have brought this to the notice of the Supreme Court and ensured that there was a distress formula. Instead, the government has released water without even building a case against the release of water, is what the BJP says. The Karnataka government now calling for an all-party meeting on Wednesday, after which it's saying that it would once again approach the Supreme Court, try to convince the Supreme Court that the storage in KRS and other dams across Cauvery is not enough to meet the drinking water needs of several towns in the Cauvery basin of Karnataka and irrigation. Under such a scenario, it's very difficult to stick to the water sharing formula that was devised for a normal year with normal monsoon.
And that's exactly the point that I wanted to understand, Harish, considering the fact this was a case that did go up to the top court and there was a formula that was devised at that time. What the Supreme Court had said was that Cauvery is a national asset. No one state can go forward and claim it to be their own. But despite that verdict, why are we seeing this issue to be a bone of contention as far as both the states are concerned? Is it because the usage has increased, the area that is irrigated on the land has increased, or is it just the weather conditions or a combination of all?
Well, it's a combination of multiple things. One, what do you prioritize? Farmers perhaps on both sides want their irrigation to be prioritized, but in a distress year, it becomes difficult because drinking water needs take priority. At the same time, there are several towns within the Cauvery basin in Karnataka which are dependent on drinking water, but you have farmers on the other side of the border in Tamil Nadu saying that their interest, their crop should be taken care of. What is the middle path is the question. The opposition here says that the Karnataka government should have pushed for a distress formula to ensure that drinking water needs take priority. After that, a water sharing formula looking at the storage in the 4 dams built across Cauvery should have been taken into account, and a formula, a new ratio of water sharing should have been devised. That's the argument of the BJP, and now Karnataka government saying that they would try and convince the Supreme Court that the storage levels are really low and there is a need to relook at this water sharing, especially for this year.
Okay. Harish, we'll just request you to stay on with us because we want to also now bring in our colleague Akshara, who continues to report for us from Ground Zero where these protests are happening. Akshara, first give our viewers a sense of what's happening on the ground.
Well, you see, I'll ask my VJ to pan the camera and show you. You have the BJP workers here who have completely blocked this whole road in Sanjay Circle in Mandya district, and they're still continuing their protest. You also have Mandya's MP Sumalata and Bengaluru Central MP PC Mohan who have joined the protest. We also spoke to Sumalata, the independent MP of Mandya district. She also gave a statement stating that they have no clarity regarding what the government is doing regarding this whole Cauvery issue. There needs to be a proper representation in the Supreme Court as well. So that's one of the reasons why the Supreme Court order is not in favor of the Karnataka government, is the statement of the Mandya MP Sumalata, and the protests are still going on. The protests intensified just a couple of minutes back here. The scuffle broke out between the BJP workers and the cops as well. The cops are trying to bring the situation to normal here in Mandya district of Karnataka, where BJP is intensely protesting here, and the political slugfest still continues here. You have the BJP MPs pointing fingers at DK Shivakumar, stating that because of the India alliance, that's one of the reasons why the water is being released, the Cauvery water is being released to the state of Tamil Nadu. That's the political statement that is being given out by the BJP leaders who are taking part in this protest.
Okay. Akshara, we'll have to leave that conversation there, but do stay on with us. I'd like to thank Harish also for getting us those details. We do have to shift our focus to some other breaking developments.